It's human nature to be curious, to seek answers and make sense of the world around us. This deep-rooted instinct has driven us forward for centuries, helping us harness our environment and achieve incredible technological advancements. But despite all we've learned, some mysteries remain unsolved. From bizarre geological formations to puzzling archaeological discoveries, there are places on Earth that continue to leave even the brightest scientists scratching their heads. In today's video, we're diving into 15 of the most mysterious places that science simply can't explain. Saturn has always been one of the most captivating planets in our solar system. With its iconic ring system and swirling golden clouds, it's a giant of mystery that continues to challenge our understanding of planetary science. But perhaps its strangest feature isn't its rings. It's something far more bizarre lurking at its North Pole. First spotted by NASA's Voyager spacecraft in the early 1980s and later studied in detail by Cassini, Saturn harbors an enormous, never-before-seen storm, one that, against all logic, is almost perfectly hexagonal in shape. This otherworldly vortex is about 20,000 miles, 32,000 kilometers, wide, making it 2.5 times the size of Earth. And despite Saturn's turbulent atmosphere, where winds scream at over 200 miles per hour, 320 kilometers per hour, this six-sided storm remains eerily stable, locked in rotation with Saturn's deep interior. How does something like this even exist? Scientists aren't entirely sure. One theory suggests that powerful jet streams encircling the pole create the hexagonal pattern as they interact with Saturn's deeper atmospheric layers. Another possibility is that the planet's rotation itself, spinning at different speeds at different latitudes, generates a complex wave pattern that naturally takes on a polygonal shape. Some researchers have even linked it to the Coriolis effect, which can create similar structures in rotating fluids right here on Earth. Even stranger? The storm's colors shift over time, shifting from deep blues to golden yellows, but no one knows why. With Cassini's mission ending in 2017, we're left with more questions than answers. However, future missions to Saturn may finally unlock the secrets of this cosmic enigma, revealing not just more about this gas giant, but about the forces shaping planets across the universe. Across the vast, arid landscape of southern Peru, etched into the desert floor, lie some of the most mysterious and breathtaking geoglyphs on the planet, the Nazca Lines. Spanning 174 square miles, these colossal formations include hundreds of intricate designs, from simple geometric shapes to astonishing depictions of animals, plants, and humanoid figures. Created between 200 BCE and 600 CE by the ancient Nazca civilization, their purpose remains one of the greatest archaeological enigmas of all time. The process of making them was deceptively simple yet remarkably precise. The Nazca people removed the iron-rich, reddish-brown pebbles that covered the desert's surface, revealing the pale earth beneath. Thanks to the region's extremely dry and stable climate, these lines have remained incredibly well-preserved for over 1,000 years. Among the most famous figures are the hummingbird, the spider, the monkey, and the condor, each spanning hundreds of feet. But perhaps the most intriguing of them all is a glyph known as the astronaut, or the spaceman, an eerie humanoid figure that appears to be waving and, strangely enough, seems to resemble a being in a spacesuit. But why were these enormous designs created? Scholars continue to debate their true purpose. Some believe the lines held ceremonial or religious significance, possibly serving as offerings to the gods or as astronomical markers aligning with celestial events. Others suggest they mapped underground water sources or functioned as part of a ritual irrigation system. Yet, the most baffling mystery remains. The Nazca people had no way of viewing these masterpieces from the sky. The designs seem almost purpose-built to be seen from above, yet flight was centuries away. So how did an ancient civilization, without aircraft or satellites, plan and execute these massive, perfectly proportioned images on foot? Could they have possessed knowledge or tools lost to history? It's a question that keeps historians, archaeologists, and dreamers alike fascinated to this day. Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela has long been a lifeline for local communities, providing water, food, and a way of life. But this vast body of water is also home to one of the most mysterious and awe-inspiring natural phenomena on Earth, Catatumbo lightning, often called the everlasting storm. Here, thunderstorms don't just happen occasionally, they're an almost nightly occurrence. In fact, this region experiences up to 160 stormy nights a year, with flashes of lightning streaking across the sky for as long as 10 hours at a time. Altogether, these storms unleash nearly 1 million lightning bolts annually, creating an eerie, almost supernatural spectacle visible from miles away. Yet, for all the years scientists have studied this phenomenon, no one can say with absolute certainty why it happens here and nowhere else. The leading theory points to a rare mix of environmental factors: warm, moisture-laden air from the Caribbean colliding with cool mountain air from the Andes, all interacting with the unique topography of the lake. But some researchers suspect there's more to the story, with theories suggesting underground oil reserves and uranium deposits beneath the lake might also play a role in fueling these relentless storms. Whatever the true cause, Catatumbo lightning has become deeply woven into Venezuelan culture and history. It has inspired countless legends, influenced art and literature, and even served as a natural beacon for sailors throughout history, acting as a kind of lightning-powered lighthouse to guide ships safely through the waters of Lake Maracaibo and the nearby Gulf of Venezuela. It's a breathtaking display of nature's power, one that continues to captivate and mystify to this day. Hidden deep in the remote Karelia region of Russia, far from civilization, lies one of the country's most enigmatic natural wonders, Vadavara Mountain. Towering at 1,369 feet, 417 meters, above sea level, this rugged peak is the highest in the region, yet its isolation has only added to its mystique. The nearest settlement is over 12 miles, 20 kilometers, away, making it a place that few people visit. But those who do are met with an eerie and otherworldly sight: the Vadavara stone mushrooms. These massive, mushroom-shaped rock formations, some standing as tall as 30 feet, 9 meters, are precariously balanced on thin, weathered stems, almost as if placed there by an unseen force. At first, many believed that these were man-made, sculpted by ancient civilizations that once inhabited the region. However, more recent research suggests that these bizarre formations are likely the result of natural geological processes, though exactly how they came to be remains an unsolved mystery. The leading theory is that glacial activity during the last ice age played a crucial role. As ancient glaciers advanced and retreated, they exerted immense pressure on the bedrock, causing it to crack and erode over thousands of years. The softer rocks surrounding these fractures slowly wore away, leaving behind the striking mushroom-like structures. Others speculate that seismic activity or even underground rivers may have shaped these unusual formations. But for the local Karelian and Sami people, science alone doesn't explain the mountain's significance. To them, Vadavara is a sacred place, a site of deep spiritual power. According to legend, the stone mushrooms were crafted by ancient giants, imbued with mystical properties, and serve as a gateway between the physical and spiritual worlds. Whether a product of natural forces, ancient civilizations, or something far more mystical, Vadavara Mountain remains one of Russia's most intriguing and haunting landscapes, drawing adventurers, researchers, and spiritual seekers alike, all hoping to uncover its secrets. The Chocolate Hills of Bohol, Philippines, are a sight unlike any other. Scattered across the landscape in perfect symmetry, these 1,776 cone-shaped hills create a breathtaking natural wonder. Their name comes from the remarkable transformation they undergo during the dry season, when the lush green grass covering them fades to a rich brown, making them look like giant mounds of chocolate. It's a mesmerizing sight, one that has captivated travelers from around the world. But while their beauty is undeniable, their origin remains a subject of both scientific curiosity and folklore. Geologists believe the Chocolate Hills were formed over millions of years through a combination of limestone weathering, erosion, and the uplift of ancient coral deposits from a long-lost seabed. Yet some mysteries persist. Why are they so uniformly shaped? Why haven't they eroded over time? These unanswered questions continue to intrigue researchers. Of course, science isn't the only explanation. Local legend tells a far more poetic tale. According to folklore, a mighty giant named Arogo fell deeply in love with a mortal woman named Aloya. When she passed away, his heartbreak was unbearable, and his endless tears fell to the earth. As they dried under the sun, they solidified into the Chocolate Hills, a lasting monument to his sorrow and love. Today, the Chocolate Hills are one of the Philippines' most iconic landmarks, drawing visitors eager to witness their unique beauty firsthand. A viewing deck at the Chocolate Hills complex offers panoramic views, allowing visitors to soak in the endless rolling hills that stretch far beyond the horizon, a natural masterpiece shaped by time, mystery, and legend. Saudi Arabia's vast deserts are home to some of the world's most breathtaking geological formations, but few are as astonishing or as mysterious as Al Nasla Rock. Located about 31 miles, 50 kilometers, south of the Tema Oasis, this massive sandstone boulder stands an impressive 20 feet tall and 30 feet wide, perfectly balanced on a narrow base. But what truly sets it apart is its perfectly straight split, a nearly symmetrical gap that looks as if it was carved by an advanced machine rather than the forces of nature. The precision of this split has sparked endless debate. Some believe it's evidence of ancient human intervention, possibly the result of an advanced civilization with cutting-edge tools. Others suggest it may have had ritualistic or ceremonial significance for the ancient inhabitants of the region. However, geologists lean toward a more natural explanation. They theorize that a combination of tectonic shifts, erosion, and weathering gradually created the split, following a natural fault line in the sandstone over thousands, if not millions, of years. Yet, despite these explanations, many remain unconvinced that something so precise could be purely accidental. Beyond its geological curiosity, Al Nasla stands in an area rich with archaeological history, surrounded by ancient rock carvings and inscriptions that date back thousands of years. It's possible this formation once played a role in religious or cultural practices, but its true significance remains unknown. One thing is certain: whether by the hands of nature or something more mysterious, Al Nasla Rock continues to captivate all who lay eyes on it, standing as one of the most extraordinary formations in the Arabian desert. Across the world, countless people claim to have seen strange lights in the sky, fleeting glows, mysterious flashes, or unexplained orbs. Most of the time, these sightings are anecdotal, difficult to verify, and quickly dismissed as misidentifications. But deep in the Hessdalen Valley of Norway, an undeniable mystery plays out in the night sky. Known as the Hessdalen Lights, these glowing orbs and elongated flashes have been documented for decades, regularly appearing without warning, hovering, darting, and shifting in ways that defy conventional explanations. Unlike most UFO sightings, these lights aren't just a handful of unverified accounts. They've been recorded, measured, and scientifically studied for years, yet their true nature remains unknown. The first officially recorded sightings of the Hessdalen Lights date back to the early 1980s, although locals claim they've appeared as far back as the 1930s. But what sets this apart from other paranormal or UFO phenomena is just how frequent and consistent the lights are. In the early days of study, they were seen almost nightly, prompting scientists to deploy cameras, spectrographs, magnetometers, and even radar to track them. Despite capturing clear footage and data, their origin is still a puzzle. There are a few leading theories. Some researchers suggest the lights could be ionized gas or plasma generated by geological activity in the valley. The region has significant metallic mineral deposits, which may interact with the environment to produce these glowing anomalies, but this remains unproven. Another theory proposes that piezoelectricity, a phenomenon where mechanical stress in certain rocks generates electrical charges, could be responsible. If the shifting bedrock of Hessdalen is producing natural energy discharges, it might explain the strange lights, but again, no definitive evidence has been found. In the absence of a clear answer, theories and speculation thrive. UFO enthusiasts flock to Hessdalen, believing the lights could be extraterrestrial in origin, and the valley has even become a tourist hotspot for those hoping to witness the phenomenon firsthand. But whether the Hessdalen Lights are a natural phenomenon, an unexplained atmospheric event, or something far stranger, they remain one of the most well-documented and baffling aerial mysteries on the planet. And until science finally unravels the truth, the Hessdalen Valley will continue to captivate those who seek the unknown. At first glance, Taos, New Mexico, seems like any other quiet, picturesque town. But for some of its residents, it's anything but peaceful. Instead, they're haunted by a low, relentless hum, a deep, droning sound, almost like a distant diesel engine idling or the pulsing bass of a subwoofer. It's not just noise. Those who hear it often report feeling vibrations through their bodies, sometimes even experiencing dizziness, headaches, or an overwhelming sense of unease. The strangest part? Not everyone can hear it. Reports of the Taos hum first surfaced in the early 1990s, when a group of locals began complaining about an inexplicable low-frequency sound disrupting their lives. As word spread, the mystery gained national attention, prompting scientists, researchers, and even government agencies to investigate. Acoustic studies, seismic readings, electromagnetic testing, countless methods have been used to track down the source. Yet, to this day, no one has found a definitive answer. Theories range from industrial machinery, underground mining, and secret military operations to natural geological activity or even the movement of underground water. Others speculate that it might not be external at all, but rather a result of psychological or physiological conditions, possibly even a form of mass hysteria. However, without concrete evidence, the true cause remains unknown. What's certain is that for those who hear it, the Taos hum is more than just an eerie phenomenon. It's a real and life-altering disturbance. Some suffer from sleepless nights, anxiety, and stress, while others feel they have no choice but to leave town entirely in search of peace. Until science finally unravels the mystery, the hum continues, just beneath the surface, always out of reach, yet impossible to ignore. Most people have heard of the Bermuda Triangle, the infamous stretch of ocean where ships and planes are said to vanish without a trace. But what if I told you there's another place, just as eerie, lurking in the vast waters of the Pacific Ocean? Known as the Devil's Sea or the Dragon's Triangle, this mysterious region lies between the Japanese coast, the island of Guam, and the Bonin Islands. And, much like its Atlantic counterpart, it has been the subject of chilling stories and unsolved disappearances for centuries. One of the most infamous cases tied to this region is the USS Cyclops, a colossal U.S. Navy cargo ship that vanished without a trace in 1918. Aboard were 309 crew members, none of whom ever sent a distress signal or left behind any clues. To this day, no wreckage has ever been found, making it one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history. But disappearances aren't the only strange occurrences in the Devil's Sea. Sailors and pilots have long reported bizarre phenomena, compasses spinning wildly, electronic equipment malfunctioning, and even unexplained lights in the sky. Some believe the area is home to supernatural forces or even alien activity, while others point to powerful underwater volcanoes, seismic disturbances, or magnetic anomalies that could explain why ships and planes seem to lose their way. Adding to the intrigue, the Devil's Sea sits near the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, known for uncharted underwater caves, geothermal vents, and intense tectonic activity. Some scientists speculate that sudden volcanic eruptions or violent storms could be behind the vanishing vessels, while others suggest the trench itself may hold secrets yet to be uncovered. Whether the Devil's Sea is a genuine paranormal hotspot or simply a victim of extreme oceanic forces, one thing is clear: it remains one of the most enigmatic and dangerous regions on the planet. Until we fully understand what's lurking beneath those waters, the mystery of the Pacific's Bermuda Triangle will continue to haunt sailors and explorers alike. The oceans are far more complex than we once believed. Rather than a vast, uniform expanse of water, they are divided into distinct ecosystems, each with its own temperature, salinity, and currents. One of the most fascinating and enigmatic of these is the Sargasso Sea, a place known for centuries, yet still shrouded in mystery. Located in the North Atlantic Ocean, the Sargasso Sea is unique among the world's seas because it has no land boundaries. Instead, it is surrounded by a powerful system of ocean currents: the North Atlantic Current to the north, the Canary Current to the east, the North Equatorial Current to the south, and the Antilles Current to the west. These currents create a massive, slow-moving vortex known as the North Atlantic Subtropical Gyre, which holds the sea in place, trapping both marine life and debris within its swirling embrace. Covering a staggering 1.4 million square miles, over 4 million square kilometers, the Sargasso Sea is famous for its strikingly cobalt blue waters and the vast mats of golden-brown sargassum seaweed that drift across its surface. Unlike most seaweed which grows attached to the ocean floor, sargassum is free-floating, kept buoyant by tiny, gas-filled bladders. These floating forests provide a vital habitat for marine life, sheltering everything from fish and invertebrates to sea turtles and migratory eels. In fact, the Sargasso Sea plays a crucial role in the life cycle of the European and American eels, which are born here, drift to continental coastlines, and return decades later to spawn, repeating a journey that has mystified scientists for generations. Despite its biological importance, the Sargasso Sea remains one of the least understood ecosystems on Earth. Scientists still debate how it formed, how it sustains itself, and what mechanisms allow it to persist. But one thing is certain: human activity is threatening this delicate environment. The sea has become home to the North Atlantic garbage patch, a swirling mass of plastic pollution, and researchers have even discovered plastic-eating microbes thriving within its waters. While this offers some hope for breaking down waste, it also raises urgent questions about the long-term health of marine ecosystems. Understanding the Sargasso Sea is more important than ever. The more we learn, the better we can protect its fragile ecosystem and potentially unlock solutions to some of the greatest environmental challenges facing our oceans today.